Hey guys, basically Animac here, and we are doing another custom plush review, which, yeah, if you remember last I don't know why I'm saying episode, but in the last video about this, I reviewed, my Shattered Glamrock Freddy, and actually, let me get him right now. Also, if you haven't seen my Instagram, I actually upgraded him. I upgraded Glamrock Freddy, just to have more cracks, like on him. There's a lot of cracks on him. If you saw my Instagram post, you already know that I've done this already. But just for the people who don't have Instagram, here he is. Pretty nice, I must say. But anyways, that's not the main topic of the video. The main topic of the video is what's in the thumbnail. And first of all, no, I am not. I'm not trying to do what Swifty did with his Music Man. This is all just a complete coincidence. Like, I literally just got done making my Music Man as soon as he uploaded his video. Yeah, and you already know what it is. It's DJ Music Man, and here he is. Now, I am very proud of this. I could say this is a million times better than my old one, for sure. So anyways, I'm not gonna waste your time with all of just with filler or whatever. I'm gonna go into everything I can about making this plush and how hard it was. Now, let me just inform you, it took at least over 2 or 3 days to make this. The reason why it took so long is because, one, I had to make all the details and stuff everything, besides the arms, but still. And number two, I, went during the process of making this, I did not have enough material such as this gray to finish, the arms or whatever. And I obviously needed all, that material, so yeah, it took a while, but finally, he's finished. So let me just start off with the main thing, the head. The head was surprisingly easy to do. Now, just so you know, my old Music Man, just so you know, I always, every time I make a remake of a custom that I've already made, I always try to find some way of reusing that old custom. So, you can't really tell, because obviously the mouth is covering it, but, this head pattern was, originally, inside this head is the original, DJ Music Man head that appeared in videos. And you might be wondering why I did so. Well, one, some say it might be being cheap and lazy, but it's also not. You gotta, guys, just so you know, you gotta think. You're I just want to say, it's not being cheap, it's making the most use of what you have. And I honestly think I succeeded in my goal in doing so, because you can't really tell that it's even in there. Well, barely. You can barely tell. But otherwise, it shouldn't even matter, because this looks 10 times better. Okay, but here with the nose, it was actually fairly easy to do. And obviously the nose, I base it off Swifty's Music Man, which if you haven't seen the review on Swifty's Music Man, you should go check it out, because it is really good, I must say. But the nose was surprisingly easy. There's no way I can really describe it, but I'll just say it's very easy. This is something you'll probably have to figure out for yourself, because I can't describe it really, but things like the eyes and eyebrows and the cheeks, they were very easy to do. The mouth, it was also easy to do. It was just very time consuming. Obviously inside here, the pink, if you see the pink inside the mouth, is this is basically, the mouth is layered, I guess I should say. The mouth was layered, and inside was pink, and if you could see those lines, this was, like I said, this is kind of inspired by Swifty's Music Man. And I didn't have purple Sharpie, because Swifty used purple Sharpie for, the little inside with the lines, but I just had a dark pink Sharpie, and I just used that. Things like the keyboard mouth, obviously were just little pieces of little rectangle pieces of black felt, and all the lines are just used with Sharpie. And obviously, the little line on his chin, that's fairly easy. Now the hat, it's very easy to do, honestly. You just have to slant it down a little bit and make it a little short, because that's actually how his hat is. Now, the headphones, if you look at it from here, it looks fine, but if you look at it from the side, you can see how a little bit wonky they are, but that's because I actually turned the headphones inside out to see if it would look better. And I say it kind of does look better, except for this one, because I kind of messed up with the cutting. But otherwise, it looks really good. Now, for the headphones, well, the strap, actually, for the headphones, it's just like it's just pipe cleaner, so that's how I was able to bend it this way. And obviously, you have this little rectangle base to, you know, keep it steadier and stiffer. But yeah, that's basically it for a head. We're already like who knows how long in this video. Can't really talk. No, can't really tell. But anyways, that's the head for you. Let me move on to everything else. So let me move on to one of the most difficult parts I've encountered with this plush, the body. Now the body necessarily, like, after it was all stuffed, it wasn't necessarily hard to put the detail on. Now, okay, let me just clarify one thing. One, I did not see a picture of DJ Music Man if he had 3 of these, because Swifty's Music Man had 3 of these. But I didn't know that, and I was thinking of adding them, but I forgot. But honestly, I don't care at this point. But the reason why this body was so hard is because, one, I had to make an outline of the little, I guess you could call it an egg-shaped body. I had to try to do that, and I had to constantly cover it with the white felt, and it took way longer than it needed to be. If I were to make a tutorial video on it, you would see what I mean, but otherwise, it was actually, like, it was hard to do. I would say it was hard in, like, putting it all together, but it was also hard as in, like, time-wise, but everything else, like, the detail, it was more than easy. Obviously, I just cut, like, I cut a circle, like a big circle, and just cut little pieces of it out. And this big black circle speaker thing, whatever it is, there was a little hole gap right here. That's why it's kind of synced in. And I just stuffed the open gap in with stuffing, and that's how it's kind of popping out. And I just shut it back in with glue. These are just simply glued on. There's not much to the body, but, oh yeah, there's also, this, which was fairly easy. They're just very, like, it's just, like, 4, like, gray lines, whatever they are. Like, 2 long ones and 2 kind of short ones. Otherwise, the body was fairly easy. Okay, let me just mention this one real quickly, the neck. The neck was used completely out of pipe cleaners, and you can tell, obviously, because of this. Now, this was used to make it more steadier and stiffer, like, not in, like, head mobility, but just stiffer as in staying together. Because, and you can even tell, as pipe cleaners, you can see a little bit of the black pipe cleaners, and I had to use a lot of these and just kind of smush it all together in order to fit the head. But it was fairly easy, otherwise. But now let me move on to the last part, which is the limbs, I guess. Now, in my eyes, I would say the limbs are probably what took the longest. Not because of, like difficult-wise, they weren't hard to put together, not at all, but, like, I mean in, like, more time-consuming-wise, like, I guess I should mention that this whole entire plushie, like, it was very time-consuming, because, like, while all the details aren't very, like, there's not much, but you still have to make it all, and it was very hard since, like, this is a very big plush. But as for the arms, these are just pipe cleaner. I might go back and fix this, but I honestly don't know at this point. But these are just pipe cleaners glued in. I glued the pipe cleaners into the body first and just wrapped the gray felt around it. Now, let me just remind you, like, these legs were, like, they used about, like a whole sheet of gray felt. So, it took about 6 sheets of gray felt to make the limbs, which honestly was pretty pathetic in my eyes, because I didn't think I needed to do it, but I did, and it was what took the longest. And it was especially annoying because when I started the limbs, I started I started late at night, and my parents didn't want to go to Walmart to get the gray felt late at night, because obvious reasons. But otherwise, it's still done and amazing. Now, like, these are supposed to be, like, the little purple joints, which I can't really do the purple joints properly, like how Swifty did, like, with the little circles. I just don't know how to do that, and I think it will probably require me to take half of the arm apart, and seeing as how I have to do that with 6 of them, it would probably be a disaster. But otherwise, this is still fine. The hand is obviously stuffed. The fingers aren't stuffed because, okay, first of all, the hands originally were going to be turned inside out like how the headphones were. But I realized like, the reason why the headphones worked was because it was just a big strip, and these were, like, just two of the same pieces just glued together, and it would be very thick. No, not very thick, but very thin, I must say. And it didn't look good, so I just left it like this. And the fingers were originally going to be, like there was going to be holes for the fingers to be put in. And they were going to be actually bendable, but I did not have much to work with, and I didn't even know how to do so, especially with this type of shape. But it's basically the same for each of the limbs. And, fun fact, when putting the limbs inside, like, I didn't put the limbs inside, like, when I was, like, making the body. Like, I put the limbs in after I was done making the body, minus the detail, because, okay, but the hard part about the limbs, like, what wasn't just, like, putting them into the body. Like, the hard part was putting them into the body, because there were so many layers inside the body, and if I could show you, I will, but I do not want to tear this apart, and I do not want to have to go through the process of redoing it again. So I'll just say that I actually had to use an actual knife to poke a hole through in order to fit these in. But otherwise, it still looks good either way. And finally, that is it. Just to show, this is how you would look like just sitting or whatever. And this is basically the size of a Funko plush. This is how big he is compared to, Upgraded Godmark Freddy. Obviously, you could tell he's big, but let me actually get the blob. Now, Music Man next to the blob, and height-wise, he's not as tall. But that's just when he's just sitting. Like, when he's, like, if you were to take him, like, when he's standing, like, on all 6, you could say he's roughly around the same size. Or height, I guess I should say. But, otherwise, he is a very good plush, and I am very, very proud of him. But anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. Did comparison of the height and size, and showed you everything about this plush. This is probably this did not have to be so long, but there was just a lot to go through, and I kind of escalated with. I tried to escalate with a lot of points, but I just kind of dragged it on for filler, and that was not done on purpose. Let me just tell you, it was not meant to be done on purpose. But otherwise, it's done. And I really, really just want to say I am very proud of this guy. And make sure to... And I was heavily inspired by Swifty's and Travis's Music Man's plushies. I'll leave a link to, like Swifty showing his plush and the video that Travis showed his Music Man in. But otherwise, that is it for today's video. Really hope you enjoyed it. My Discord and Instagram will be in link in the description, obviously. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.